The long summer break is over. It's time for MotoGP to roar back into life. Welcome to the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg, Austria for round 13 of the season. It is our 25th race of the year and so far dominated by Marc Marquez. What are we going to witness here today? Hello everybody and welcome to the Tissot sprint here for the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. Well, this is going to be something very special. Beautiful conditions as well, partially cloudy, but still going to be an all-time classic. Bagnaia won the last 5 races here. And it's not Marc Marquez on pole position. Marco Bezzecchi has taken it alongside as well. It will be the front row taken in, as you see, with Alex Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia. But Marc Marquez lines up 4th on the grid, massively off of where we should see it. It's been an up and down weekend so far, and it's been a strange season. We've had 9 different race leaders across the board, but it's all about how many different race winners we've had. Only 5, but still, Marc Marquez is one of them who's dominating the championship coming into this weekend. Speaking of which, let's take a look then. It's alongside me, but this is how they will line up on the grid for today's race here. This is, of course, going to be your same grid as the Tissot sprint to the Grand Prix. It's Marco Bezzecchi on pole from Alex Marquez second, then it's Bagnaia. Marc Marquez had a bad qualifying from Bastianini, then it's Aldeguer, Costa, Morbidelli, Raul Fernandez, Juan Mir, Brad Binder, Johan Zarco, Luca Marini, Jorge Martin, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Fabio Quartararo, Alex Rins, alongside Miguel Oliveira, Ayagura, Jack Miller, and Maverick Vinales will start this race as well. But in terms of how the championship is looking in the world standings coming in, this is the situation. Wrong graphic. Where is it? This one we need. Marc Marquez leads on 381 points, but 120 back is Alex Marquez on 261. Marc could actually be crowned the champion before we leave Europe. It's one of those days. Let's head down to the grid then and join Susie Perry with Sylvain Guintoli.
For the factory team, what a lap it was. I mean, he just came out of nowhere, really, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. They have been struggling a little bit as well at the start of the weekend, and this is not a good track for Aprilia. We know we use special rear tires here with like a reinforced car case, over the past, this has not been a preferred setting for the Aprilia, so he's making it work. Aprilia's making inroads. He's come out, into the summer break with a lot of speed and a great performance in Brno and backing it up here.
Yeah, it really was fantastic qualifying for Bez. Behind him is Marc Marquez. He did crash in qualifying, still tried to take the bike out and get a lap in, but was second row was all that he could do. Alongside Alex Marquez, a return to form as well, because of course, he had that injury, broke his hand, and seems to be absolutely fully recovered from that now. Yeah,
the summer break came at the right time for Alex Marquez. So he broke his hand at the Saxon came back in Brno. Obviously, was still hurting, and those 3 weeks, that allowed him to recover and get back on the pace. Alex Marquez had a quiet weekend so far. He's sort of been under the radar a little bit. But he made it count in qualifying, and he's got great race pace, really good track position as well. The left side of the grid here is not really used on the way to turn 1, so it's a little bit dusty, and we know the bikes can spin a little bit off the line. So yeah, being in the middle of the track or to the right of the track is a bit of a small advantage for the start.
They've definitely cleaned this up though, haven't they? Because it was so dirty yesterday.
There's no more rubber, but there will be a bit of dust. The bikes do go mid-track or onto the right.
Let's jump back a little bit further on the grid then to 12th place, where we'll find Johan Zarco, but expect a bit more from him hopefully in the sprint, because he crashed in qualifying. It looks like he's got a better pace than that. Let's find out what he's got to say.
Johan, not a bad place on the grid, despite 2 unfortunate crashes earlier on. What do you think is realistically possible here for the race?
I love to fight for some points for the sprint, but if we are looking at the speed of the FP2, it's going to be tough to have the points today. And I'm not sure which rear tire use. We were almost sure to go with the medium rear, but everyone wants to go with the soft. And we don't want to be the only one different than the others, but also thinking that we have low chances of of getting points in the sprint. Maybe we can work for tomorrow and get more feedback on this medium rear. So I still don't know what they are putting on my bike, so I'm gonna ask.
Good luck.
Johan Zarco, the success at the Suzuka 8 Hour, of course. Hopefully that might give him a little bit of power for this one as well. Always good to hear from him. Well, we're still on the front row. Alex Marquez just coming back into his place in second. Just been for a little breather, a little comfort break, we'll call it, shall we? And behind us, Pecco Bagnaia also returning to his bike. An interesting summer he had. Well, everybody was on yachts and showing their torsos off and swimming and beaches and all that kind of stuff. He was watching videos of himself winning. Interesting, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, well, obviously, since the start of the season, you know, Mark has been demolishing everybody, and there's no worse place than being on his teammate in the same garage, on the same bike. A two-time world champion, Pecco Bagnaia, that so far he's not been able to do anything against Marc Marquez. So for him, 3 weeks gives him the chance to sort of step back, you know, from race, that rhythm of race after race after race, and have a rethink, remotivate yourself, watch some videos, you know, that can help as well, and regain his confidence. He's come back with a great fighting spirit here, built a strong weekend straight away from Friday, so that's a really good sign for Pecco, actually. And he's got good race pace, and he's in a prime spot to start as well. I know he's third, so he's on the front row, only third, but he's on the clean part of the track, so I expect a fast start from Pecco Bagnaia.
Yeah, and as you say, he just exploded back almost into the second half of the season with a brilliant Friday, which he's normally been pretty tardy at getting any results on a Friday. Let's hear from his team boss now. Steve is talking to Davide Tardozzi.
Davide, despite Mark's crash, he still looks in very good shape to potentially fight for the win. But what about Pecco? Sprint races haven't always been his strong point, but if he gets out front in turn one, can he do this?
Yeah, turn one and mainly first lap will be really important, especially here in, as usual, but especially here in Red Bull Ring. But I guess that what Mark shows as a race pace is very good, but Pecco is not less. But anyway, it will be at least 6 riders, maybe 7 that will fight for the podium. Bezzecchi, Bastianini, Alex and Acosta will be tough competitors. So cross the finger and hope to have 2 right guys on the podium.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, let's hope Davide is right and we do get a tussle of 7 for the podium. That would be exciting in the sprint. It's been a little while, really, since we had an amazing sprint, isn't it? Let's talk KTM. We're at the home in Austria, of course, and Pedro Acosta putting his bike onto the second row. So, sorry, Enea Bastianini, switching him over here. Enea Bastianini on the second row and 5th. Now, we haven't seen much of Enea at all this season. Last time out in Brno, a little flourish coming through from Q1 to Q2, and now today he's looking like old Enea.
How good is it? See the KTM first in you know, in Spielberg at home with the all fighting at the front. So that's been a great highlight of this weekend so far. And for Bastianini, all season so far, except Brno, the last race, he's been absolutely nowhere. Really struggling with the setup. We know he's very sensitive with the front end of his bike, but here he's been looking sublime, drifting the bike beautifully on the engine brake phase all the way to the apex of the corners. So Bastianini is back. He's got the field back with the front end. In Brno, he was on the podium on the sprint, and he crashed out in the main race, but he was looking on his way to the podium. KTM is back as well. Pedro Acosta actually missed out beyond his qualifying. He had a very near miss in the last turn, lost the front and recovered it, lost about 2 or 3 tenths. So he's going to have a little bit more work to do, but the KTMs are looking good, and it's a great sight.
He really looked like he was riding the wheels of that thing in the qualifying, and I felt a bit sorry for him that he wasn't further up, but this is such a big deal for them with everything that they have been through over the last, particularly the last 12 months, where it was touch and go whether the race team would even be existing anymore.
Yeah, the financial troubles, you know, so that's not easy to handle for the management of the team, for the riders as well. You want stability, you want confidence into the project, so it's been tough for them. You know, they've managed to put it all together. All the 4 riders actually have really not been complaining and finding that setup that they needed, so it's great to see them back at the front. And we're seeing in here, you know, people with different strengths. We see the Aprilia really strong in sector 3 in the flowing part. We see the Ducati and the KTMs super quick in the first and second sector. So I think we're going to see a lot of elbows out, a lot of fighting on track, and may the best win. I think Bezzecchi is going to have to get his elbows out, though, very much into turn 4, that downhill braking zone where KTM and Ducati are stronger.
Yeah, looking at shots of Pecco Bagnaia. Can he relight the second half of this season? This is so important. Don't forget, he has won the last 3 sprints here and the last 3 Sunday races. Will it be Pecco? Fingers crossed.
Gearing up then for the start in a few moments' time here for the MotoGP Grand Prix. Reminder that the second Moto E race of the day is going to be live on JBMotorsports 2 as a little bit of a heads up for you all back there as well. Also live on the JB Motorsports channel right now is the British Touring Car Championship. Right now the Vera Tools F4 British Championship is out as well. They've got 3 minutes to go at Knock Hill, and you'll be redirected after this stream to that very broadcast where qualifying will come up for the British Touring Car Championships as well. So 14 laps then around the Red Bull Ring in Spielberg, Austria, with Marco Bezzecchi on pole position. It is his 5th MotoGP Premier Class pole. He's 9th overall in the class, and this is going to be quite interesting. Look at this though. Everybody is on the medium front tyre, and all bar one rider has chosen the soft rear tyre. It's Johan Zarco who's going to be on the medium rear. That is a very big, brave call. Let's see if that's going to be the situation. Oh, and the red flag's just come out in the F4 Championship, so you might want to get over there and see what that's going to be like. Meantime, though, it's getting ready for the start procedure. Let's head down quickly then to Susie Perry as we gear up for the start of this Tissot sprint for round 13 of the season.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Ring here in Austria. This is the scene here with your man in pole position, Marco Bezzecchi. Alex Marquez is second. Francesco Bagnaia rounds out the front row of the grid. And I can tell you, there's no sign yet of Sylvan's promised shower, but you never know here. Saturday sprint is go.
Yeah, we've seen it before here over the years, haven't we, Susie? We've had thrills in the hills. Today we should have 14 more laps of all that action around the Red Bull Ring. Marco Bezzecchi already spring one surprise with pole. Could he spring another in the sprint?
In the Styrian Hills, we are underway for the Tissot Sprint for round 13, the MotoGP World Championship. The Oostenrijk Ring, the A1 Ring, and now the Red Bull Ring is a dramatic and fast circuit for motorcycles. So fast and dangerous, we had to put a chicane in on the run up to turn number 3. That's how dangerous it is. The 2A or not 2B chicane is a fearsome overtaking opportunity. Here's how they line up on the grid then. Marco Bezzecchi on pole position from Alex Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia. Marc Marquez crashing in qualifying, making a rare mistake, starts in 4th. Alongside him is Nea Bastianini and Fermin Aldeguer. Then it's Pedro Acosta, Franco Morbidelli and Ralph Fernandez. Juan Mir, Brian Binder and Johan Zarco. Luca Marini, Jorge Martin and Fabio Di Gianantonio. Fabio Quartararo, Alex Rins and Miguel Oliveira, Ayagura, Jack Miller and Maverick Vinales will take the start of this race. Actually, I've just been told he will not take the start of this race. Maverick is not running. We are down to 20 runners in this event. Megan Birch alongside me in the comment box. Well, that was a surprise. Hello.
I was muted and I can't really move because of my back. Though I am I personally am not surprised by the fact that Vinales isn't competing simply because he had an ice pack on his shoulder earlier. So I was thinking maybe he's still not up to it. If it's aching after just a practice session. So for me, it's not that much of a surprise. I think it's sad, but I truly do think that he needed a little bit more time to recover from his injury.
Why hasn't he been gifted that time then? What do you think changed it?
Maybe he just personally wanted to get back out there and determination. We see it quite a lot, but I think maybe he thought he would have enough time.
Yeah, I think he did as well, and then it's all sort of gone belly up on him as well. Coming into it, well, that's a deep shame, but we'll hopefully have it back in traction soon. So just the 20 then will be taking part in this one as the race will get started. Hello to everybody watching on YouTube and Twitch. Hope you enjoy it, because this one is going to be chaos, Megan.
I feel like I'm going to have to sit down throughout this entirety because I finally found a comfortable cushion position for my pack.
Fine by me. Who do you think's going to win this one? Can Mark get through from fourth from the grid?
I think Alex.
Second time this year he could do it.
Yeah.
Remember,
I feel like Mark might crash.
Well, remember, the sprints this year have all been dominated by that of, guess who? A Marquez. It's time to begin. Green flag at the back. Eyes to the lights. We're ready to get going. MotoGP is back with the lights on. Lights out. We're underway. And Bagnai's had a terrible start. Bagnai slipped halfway across the track. He's lost a handful of places. Mark is immediately alongside. Bsky into turn one. But the leader is Alex Marquez. But for how much longer? Mark's made a storming start. Bsky's coming round the outside. He's almost nerfing the championship leader off the track. Down into the 2B chicane. And Bagnai has dropped all the way down to 14th place. And off goes Jorge Martin. Has to cut off across the F1 part of the track, up towards Remus, and Mark's up into second position. Alex leads the race, but how much of an absolute mistaker was that from Bagnai? The new launch controls still not operational, and the anti-slip machining not working.
How far has he dropped back as well? All the way down to 14th.
The ride height devices have got to be banned. They really have got to be banned. As now, side by side, Fabio Quartararo gets ahead of Luca Marini. Look at the start mix. So it's the ride height. It just doesn't disconnect.
It pushes him way to the side as well, and it's
Altair had the same problem. Both Ducatis then starting alongside each other had the issue. Look at Mark! Mark coming through the Woods curve is absolutely on fire right now. He's going to dip for a move on the inside. He'll have it soon.
At least my prediction was right for at least the first lap.
You got that right for the first lap. Let's just see if that can hold together for any other part of this one.
Morbidelli goes in to 12th place, passing Quartararo.
It's a strange, chaotic, weird situation that's happening right now in the field.
Okay, I've got to move in this chair. It may be comfortable for me, but it's not helpful for me.
Yeah, it's certainly a bit entertaining, isn't it? Look at the lap times. 2 tenths between them at the moment, but Mark is losing back traction so much as this move. Yeah, Acosta moves. Binder passes Ditchy as well.
Acosta is up into 3rd place, passing Bsky, and Quartararo has a track limits warning.
Oliver Mia's dropped down to 17th. He's dropped 7 places on that start. Digi moved up 8 places. Binder up 5. Storming start from them.
Jack Miller's just passed Bagnaia.
So Bagnai now down to 15th place. Miller makes up 6th place on the start. Bagnaia's going through on the inside line, and Sochler's gone and retakes the position away from Jack Miller.
Iagura gets track limits as well.
That is, I've never seen such an awful start.
I mean, for the Marquez's, it was storming.
Well, it looks like with 13 laps to go, it's still going to be a Marc Marquez or Alex Marquez name on the top of the sprint. But look at this battle between the two brothers. Alex is desperately trying to keep Mark behind him, but Mark has been on form this weekend. One small mistake cost him pole position, but by that tactic, he's got today lined up. Track limits already for Acosta. This is the issue at the Red Bull Ring. They're going off the circuit so many more times.
Jack Miller, I think, also slightly went off too wide. I think he might have, do you know, in the F1 part, I think he might have had to go into that because he's just dropped 3 places.
Pedro Acosta running in 3rd position. It's the fastest ride on the track right now. 1:29.249, faster than both Alex and Mark as they come through.
Limits.
So look at that. We're only 2 laps in, and 4 and 5 drivers have already got the running order.
4, 5.
Mia's got one now as well. So they're all starting to come through. Up into Remus we go. Alex pulls the throttle back. Can there be any traction down in towards turn number 4? Socha's
Alex is
goal?
faster.
No. Alex has got the traction at the moment with those softs, and I don't think Mark can find the opportunity to slip through. It's a difficult circuit to overtake out here, but don't forget, the last thing Mark wants is to be beaten by last year's bike at a circuit where he's been beaten by Ducati so many times in the last lap.
And by his younger brother.
That would be even more worse as well, yeah.
It's just like, if it was all to go, it would hurt less, but fact, it's my family. Just hurts a little bit more.
The 29-year-old brother, Alex Marquez, leading the 32-year-old brother, Mark Marquez. There is Bagnaia down in 14th position. He's outside the points-paying positions right now. So in a circuit, he's won out 5 races running, including Tissot sprints. It's not going to be that result today.
Yeah. I mean, he's not having the best of luck with anything at the moment. But he still has tomorrow as a chance. Maybe he's taking this one as like a get reacquainted with the track. At least I hope he's doing that. And I do not feel good.
It's not exactly a hard situation, is it, as well? There's the fans watching at the side of the circuit, the media reps as well. They've come out to see it. Down into the 2B chicane. Right, left, switch it back. Then push uphill into the braking zone. No, Mark can't get any traction through on the inside line either. The KTM's looking strong there. Binder in 6th. Bastianini in 8th, but it's Acosta who's the highest KTM at the moment. Maverick Vinales confirmed did not start. He's withdrawn from the weekend.
It's a shame for Maverick, but I think it's needed.
I think we all saw it coming, didn't we?
Yeah.
So 9 times out of 10, he can focus for Balaton Park next weekend, the Hungarian Grand Prix round of the championship. That would be more simple for him to try and have a traction back to again. Acosta still trying to have the push point. He's keeping up, though, with the Marquezes. This is not bad. Acosta did this a couple... Do you remember early on in the season when Bagnaia was dropped back? Acosta, I can't remember, was it possibly in Germany?
Yes, I believe it was Germany, but
yes,
then didn't crash out.
Yes, it was Germany. Acosta was hounding Mark time and time, and then he didn't make a mistake, So,
did he drag someone off with him as well?
Who was behind? Bsky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But Acosta runs well these short-styled races. So it was only the last... Or was it Czech Republic as well? He also was in a...
He was in both quite dominantly.
He was good in Germany and then he was fantastic in the Czech Republic. So Acosta's got some traction. That KTM has come on leaps and bounds. Their home race is looking good. There's Martin, who went off a circuit, by the way. He dropped only a place.
He's about to make a mistake.
Yeah, he's made another mistake as well, because that's going to allow Juan Mir to get a little bit of traction down into the 2B chicane. If you can think about it, move on the inside line.
Wins has a track limits warning.
There's that mistake, Megan. He went too deep into the chicane. Mia's got the exit now. Uphill. Can he look to the inside line and surprise Martin? Yes, he can. Up the inside. Well, I telegraphed that. Martin's going to slip back up the inside as Mia played it too fast and too loose.
As usual.
Telegraphing the joke is not usually something you'd like to see in MotoGP, but that seems to be the way it all crumbles up. Lap number 5, and here's a replay. This is...
what we've just seen, I think.
That's the lead group. So this is Acosta coming in and running in too deep, following in the wheel tracks of Mark.
Ooh, almost fell to Bsky there.
Yeah, so this is going to be another one.
Bagnaia's just been passed by Martin.
Track limits for Rins, Mia, Binder, Acosta, Acura, Quartararo.
What is Rins getting track limits for? How hard are you pushing? You're in last.
Rins has dropped 3 places where he finished, by the way. Morbidelli gets ahead of Bastianini, but Rins is in last place and he's dropped so far back down the order. It's unbelievable right now. He's dropped so quickly, he's got a bit of vertigo. She's just dropped. Look at Quartararo under pressure from Luca Marini as they come up towards Niki Lauda curve.
I think it's going to crash.
That's going to be a bit
just
tight.
Someone going really far behind. Off. Yeah, it was an off.
Morbidelli going out wide. Zarco goes through. Quartararo goes through.
Aldegar, Bastianini, track limits.
it's getting ridiculous now, isn't it? As Quartararo is still ahead of Luca Marini. Was that dust? Someone kicked up a bit of... Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Look, Morbidelli straight on again. I think Morbidelli...
That's twice.
He's got a brake issue or something wrong with that bike because he can't stop for the corners.
That's twice in 2 laps. I mean, two
corners.
Also, Martin's just passed Mir, so Martin's getting a little bit more confidence.
Yep, he's now repassed up to the 14th position where he started. Luca Marini where he started as well. They're the only two who haven't moved an inch. Morbidelli dropping out back as...
Marini's right on his tail.
He's trying to go through, isn't he? I don't know what happened with Morbidelli, if he just had something on his tyres and couldn't get a traction.
Might have.
Marini's
Too
going
much
for
dust, maybe.
I don't think... Now, here's the thing. If Morbidelli knows he's got a bike issue and he's riding around out there, why didn't he face the same penalty that Jack Miller didn't? Because he's riding in an
Jack
unsafe
Miller
manner.
did nothing wrong, and yet he got slapped with, you're not allowed to be in here for 5 minutes, you've got to pay a fine.
€1,000 fine. €1,000 came in. That's how ridiculous that was, that whole situation to change back up. But
just imagine what he thought after when he found out it really wasn't his fault.
I think being an Australian, he can't really say anything that would be that much on the exit there, could he, as well? Yeah.
Just probably be like, I'm gonna go get a kangaroo so they can punch him. Honestly, if I was Australian, I would do that. Attack kangaroo.
Call Maddie Patterson. Maybe that could be her next animal. She's only got like 3 donkeys.
I'd want that.
Coming up as well at the moment.
An attack kangaroo. That's my dream now.
Maddie's on the Isle of Man right now as well for the Grand Prix of the road racing out there as well. Still looking to see if I can go down for a few days, but there's so much travel issues.
Few days?
Well, go down.
Cool.
Well, yeah, 2 days. Go down, spend the night, come back the next day. Later on in the evening there. Binder's all over the back of Raul Fernandez. Raul's dropping a bit deep into the braking zone. Yeah, he's too deep. Now, don't forget, this is also the first race with the itsy-bitsy, teeny-weeny anti-slip machine. And so far, a big slip from Bagnaia as soon as we got away from the line. The whole shot device, I don't think was working well with it, because we saw a few issues like that as well come through in the race earlier on in the season.
The anti-slip machine is actually the slip machine.
Yeah. It's not, it's a bit of a dangerous machine as well to come through on that side of things. Go on, next.
Binder right on the tail of Raul Fernandez right there.
Someone
he wants to go through
order.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think it might be Quartararo. So, oh wait, no, that's
Bagnaia.
Bagnaia.
He's crashed. It's Bagnaia crashed. He's gone down that 17.
Binder passes Raul though.
Yeah, they're on the inside line.
Yeah.
Raul's, and that's Altaguer as well getting passed. Altaguer's been passed by Bastianini, but what's happened to Pecco Bagnaia?
He's crashed sector 1.
The day has gone absolutely worse.
Sector 2, sector 1, like that line.
Yeah, and there he is.
Oh, we can see it on board.
He's trying to wobble the bike. Has he outbraked himself with another snap at the rear?
3, 2, 1, crash.
No, I think he's gone off of the track. I think the rear's slipped out from underneath him.
Okay, he definitely stopped on that track.
Look
When are we going to see it?
Look at him. I think the ride height's failed. The ride height's failed. Look at that. The ride height's failed. I don't believe it. That look. So he's under braking. The rear anti-slip activates.
Oh, he went down that area.
Yeah,
That's why
he's gone off on the escape loop as well, the long lap penalty. But the ride height device has failed. So you can see it's bouncing around like crazy at the back. So I wonder if that anti-slip device
has failed
and it's broken the ride height. Because we had Quartararo had a ride height issue.
So it's causing more problems than it's worth.
Well,
it's like airbags.
Pecco is still circulating, but he is slow in every single sector. And I would assume he'll come into the pit lane this lap.
Do you know?
He has come into the pit lane this lap. Bagnaia is out of the Grand Prix.
Do you know? This anti-slip machine is exactly like airbags. They're a great invention, meant to do really good, but they end up knocking people out.
Yeah, they're not working well. So the ride height device has failed. And what's happened to Di Antonio? He dropped down a couple of places there as well. Digi was running down in 7th.
I think he ran wide.
Digi's been passed by Bastianini and Altaguer. So something else has happened to the other VR46, but we can't see the camera angle because we're focusing on the front of the field.
In fairness, I think they're pack racing, and it's very well known that Altaguer, if he sees someone get through, he's going to go for that exact same move, because in racing, for some reason, he ignores personal space and doesn't mind if he accidentally brushes shoulders with the person next to him. So, That's probably what happened to Tissot. And it's... Oh, that is Raul Fernandez dropping a couple of places. Raul's crashed.
I think, yeah, Raul's dropped down the order so far. He's down his 12th place.
He's got back up again. I think he's just gone across gravel.
Is it transponder?
No, I think he's generally just gone
No,
across gravel.
look, Raul's dropping.
I think it's gravel.
I think
And then he stopped.
Are you feeling all right? Because
No, I'm in pain.
Yeah, Raul is out. Raul's crashed. So we need to see that order on the timing screen because he's dropped now into the pit lane too. So Raul's had a failure of some kind.
It's halfway through.
Well, he's coming to the pits, the same as Bagnaia. So I'm expecting that to stay in a second when it's across that line, enters pits.
What I think happened...
Mike leads! Mike's got a great lead here on Alex down to the 2B chicane. Alex goes a little bit too defensive. Comes back through. Mark gets a brilliant traction. Alex is sliding around like crazy. And Mark pounces into the lead at turn 3. Mark leads here in the Red Bull Ring. And Raul's in the pit, so his great day's gone. Alex is trying to fight back. Mark's trying to close him off. Well, Sylvain Gintoli did say that there was rain in the air, but we've only got 5 laps left here. I don't really want that to hit.
I don't think it will hit yet, though. I think it will probably hit, like, when they're handing out the medals.
Don't know what's happening to Raul. I don't know what's happened there.
I think I know.
TV direction's been very poor today. We've been having to look at the timing screen more than we've been having to look at the track.
I think I know what happened. Okay, it was Sector 2. They kind of went off and started dropping.
Down at 4?
Yeah, I think he's gone onto the gravel through that, and that's Martin track limits, and I saw someone move, and I think that was Binder and I think it was Binder and Aldeguer. And Bashani Aldeguer's kind of...
He's dropped 2 places, so I think he's lost traction. They were all running together. Mia's dropped... Well, Mia...
Why is the transponder going insane?
The computer... You can see this yourself, viewers. The computer's gone absolutely nuts. Ayagura's dropped down places. They're not all running together. They're not that close in the midfield.
Yeah, so...
There you go. Aldeguer's on the inside line. He gets ahead of Vinay Bashini towards turn number 1. But I don't know what's happened to Juan Mi on that front as well, on that timing screen. Look at this, though, from Bastianini. He's literally kneeing the side of Fermin Aldeguer into the 2B chicane.
What do I always say? Aldeguer has no personal space in riding.
No, it's his style all season long as well.
I'm pretty sure he'd hook someone. I'm pretty sure he has that ability.
Yeah.
Though I'm pretty sure Raul went across the gravel and it, like we saw in practice with, I can't remember who it was now, but I think it might have been actually Bagnaia.
He's gone too deep and Tocha's gold. He has to pick up the front end. The rear steps out from underneath him. This is what I mean. It's typical that this new anti-slip device is not working the way we want it to.
It's gone
wide, yeah.
What he's done is Raul went off at the same place that Bagnaia did earlier, I think.
Turn 4.
And then he's gone onto the gravel and then onto that little escape road.
Mark touched the green. So that's been a track limits warning for Mark.
Oh, Miller's dropped 2 places.
Miller's dropping down everywhere as well. 3 to go here at the Red Bull Ring. So Mark leads, Alex 2nd, Acosta 3rd, Bezzecchi 4th, Binder 5th. Aldeguer in 6th with a red sector 1, I'd like to point out. So he's still going to try and get 2.3 seconds on it. Tyres, I think, have been a big critical here. The rear tyre being soft, it's not worked out. Tomorrow I'm expecting medium, maybe medium hard.
Honestly, I'm surprised at Zarco.
Yeah, Zarco's been a bit of another wild card event, hasn't he?
I kind of wanted to get into the points. He's literally 1 away.
Well, there's Pecco Bagnaia dancing around like a crazy person in a gym.
Is he okay?
I think he's explaining how he was feeling. It must make him feel a bit sick. Let's not forget that these riders prelude so many drinks coming through.
No, wait,
Rins 2.
Morbidelli dropped 1 and then Rins has dropped more. I think
Rins has dropped massively. Look at this.
They've done something to each other.
Look, Bagnaia can tell through the mid-corner at turn 6 of Pirelli and then come into the Vodka. It's bouncing around like a buckaroo. So the ride... No, I think you're right. Look, Morbidelli's got another... That problem that happened earlier on has come up again. It's only Ducati so far, and there's the track limits warning for Marc Marquez that I said was going to come through. I should be at Wimbledon with these ball spotting skills.
Well, you did it.
That's true, yeah. The 2 Repsol, not Repsol now, Hondas coming through the
whatever they're now called.
Factory Hondas coming through into this one as
Here's
well.
a replay.
Now, this is Morbidelli down to turn 4, and look! Well, I keep saying it because this is the first race with the Control Electronics anti-slip device, and so far this weekend we've seen more slips and slides than ever before. It doesn't work.
It really doesn't. I mean,
Martin going for a brave move on the inside of Colorado, so they're going to crush you there, but he's got through on the inside at 1.
it's just causing so many issues, and I've never seen them be this chaotic with the track limits warning.
And Quartararo touches the green going down the straight because they can't get the bike straightened out.
That's when you know
insane.
something's bad.
Well, that Yamaha is very much like a horse with that you can't put a saddle on. It's absolutely insane how much it just jumps around like crazy.
I've always thought the name Yamaha as well would be a good name for a horse, so it fits.
If you ask Mark Marquez, it'll be Tesco. She knows what Tesco is as well. I thought it was just UK branded. They've got a few Tesco's abroad apparently. News to me.
Imagine some... I find it hard to imagine.
No, well, I turned a corner in Girona and there's a spa shop.
Just like, why is it following me?
So, 2 to go. It'll be the final lap next time by. How come Marcus... Look at that! Acosta just the rear snapping down into turn 9 at Jochen Rindt. Stops me in my tracks. Over the line then. And Marc Marquez will start the last lap. He will win 12 of the 13 sprint races so far this year. And the Marquezes would... Well, even if Marc crashes, Alex will still win. The Marquezes have won every sprint race this year.
The only possible hope we have of that not happening right now is if somehow they take each other out.
What, Mark drops it here at the inside of 2 and Alex hits the bike and then somehow Acosta just goes, thank you very much.
If that happens, I'm going to laugh.
Well, Mark did crash it there in qualifying, but he's on course for yet another sprint race victory. It will be his 16th in his career, so he's going to be on course once more to have a bit more perfection. The Dr. Dangle holding a leg out, slow down the bike. Valentino Rossi created that manoeuvre.
Okay, Bagnaia, with how he's been, at the start of the year he was really good in the first part, but now he's dropped away and his place has been taken by either Acosta or Bezzecchi, mainly Bezzecchi.
It's been I think I'd say Bezzecchi more.
Yeah.
He's had some fantastic traction.
Acosta gets the Saturdays, Bezzecchi gets the rest of the time.
Well, Bezzecchi will have pole position tomorrow and hopefully a better run, but they're going to have to stop this man, Marc Marquez. Started 4th today, one of his worst sprint starts of the year, and somehow he still does it at the Red Bull Ring. Luck really is on his side, and finally, after years of waiting, he's won it on a Ducati. The sprint race is won for the 12th time this year by Marc Marquez. Alex Marquez is in 2nd, Pedro Acosta in 3rd, Bezzecchi is 4th, Binder 5th, Aldeguer, Bastianini, D'Antonio, and then coming in with Zarco rounds out the points. We may as well just stop turning up on Saturdays.
Yeah, it's always them three on Saturdays. But also, Morbidelli just got a track limits warning.
Of course he did.
How many is that?
Well, if I'm not very much mistaken, this championship now puts Mark 123 points clear to Alex Marquez, 393 to 270.
They may as well give him the trophy now.
I know. He could win it before we leave Europe. The San Marino Grand Prix in next month.
Do you know what? I want him to.
In fact, this time next month is the San Marino Grand Prix, and he could win it there.
I want him to win it because I think that would be so hilarious for him to win it before he even leaves Europe.
Well, an interesting race, to say the least. Not one that will be memorable because it's just really...
we didn't have any crashes.
It was the drama
which
at the
upset
start
me.
that was the big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, what was your moment of it?
I would say my moment would be trying to figure out what was wrong with Bagnaia.
Yeah, because he just started dropping, and then all of a sudden you saw the rear just break. Because I'm trying to find a way to describe it that would be relevant to viewers. I don't know how it would be.
Like when you're on a bicycle and you're going across stones.
Yeah, I could do it. I'm trying to think also how it looks when you try and push it down. It just comes. All right, go get your boot, your car boot. and then watch it as you try and push it down without clicking it, and it just comes back up again. And how floaty that is. That's exactly what happened. Right, we're going to let you go now, so we'll see you later on.
Bye.
Let's confirm to you the results then. It's Marc Marquez victorious from Alex Marquez in second. Pedro Acosta is in third position with Marco Bezzecchi in fourth. Brad Binder is in fifth with Firmin Aldeguer in sixth. And Ed Bashini is seventh. Fabio Di Gianantonio in eighth. Johan Zarco is in ninth. 10th for Jorge Martin. Fabio Quartararo is in 11th. Luca Marini is in 12th. 13th for Juan Mir. 14th, Franco Morbidelli. 15th, Ayagura. 16th, Alex Rins. 17th, Jack Miller. 18th, Miguel Oliveira. 2 retirements in the pit lane of Raul Fernandez and Pecco Bagnaia. And the black square at the bottom, that's Maverick Vinales, who's withdrawn from the weekend. We're not done here because we will be handing over to TNT for all the commentary action from the ceremonies out there, and then you'll be transferred over to the touring cars. They'll have their qualifying session up shortly. Let's now, though, head down to TNT.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg. Jorge Martin's taking a top 10 finish in the sprint race. Marc Marquez has run out victorious from Alex Marquez and Pedro Acosta. Marco Bezzecchi was on pole, was fourth. Pecco Bagnaia finished last after he was forced to retire after a horrible start. And we've just seen, while we were on the break, Raul Fernandez retired from the race. What was the story? You can see it now. What was the story, Neil, again?
I'm going to have a wild guess. I'm going to say I bet his ride-eye device failed.
Yeah, another one. So unfortunately,
disappointing.
Raul Fernandez forced to retire. Disappointment for the Spaniard. He's had a good weekend. He's having a few on the bounce now. Trackhouse must be sort of almost patting themselves on the back.
Yeah.
So I'll admit I was one of those questioning a 2-year contract to Raul.
Everyone was. They were, though, weren't they? Everyone was saying, look, he's underperformed. He's in his third year, but it's now clicking. It's now clicking, and he looks. We're seeing the talent we know he's got. Aldeguer, watch him spin up. Oh, Aldeguer's really spun up. Well, both spun up exactly the same, didn't they?
So Bastianini and Morbidelli did well, didn't they?
Oh, brilliant as well. Jorge Martin's got his hand off the handlebar. He's messing with something whilst heading up to turn one. All these silly devices. True, though, isn't it? Imagine being in the middle of a MotoGP, heading up to turn one, and you have to take your hand off to press something. Yeah, great, that. Superb.
It stymied a few people behind Pecco, didn't it?
Yeah, because it sort of blocks them, doesn't it? There's only so much room.
It was cleaner through turn one than I thought.
It was a lot cleaner.
Yeah, frustration from Davide Tardozzi and the Ducati crew. And in that situation, who knows, was it slippery on track? You've got to feel like if it was him and Aldeguer, both suffered the same fate, that it'd be a bit less rubber down there, but...
Yeah, that is definitely where they are, was the cleanest part of the track. Like I said, did the Ducati engineers gamble just to give them a little bit more torque, a bit more power?
Unfortunately, it was just a slight error, wasn't it, from Alex Marquez on exit from the chicane.
Yeah.
Just meant he had to sort of hesitate to open the throttle.
It was at the wrong time. It was just as Mark was closing in, and it was like a gift to him, really. It meant Mark didn't have to make a move, try and outbrake his brother. It was a gift. The cynics might say he did it on purpose and let his brother through, because that's what he's going to do this year. He's going to let his brother win the championship. That's what, you know, some of the real experts are saying out there on Twitter.
Well, also that, you know, people thinking that Mark might give one to Alex. He has one mode. Go and win. Yeah. Just came to him today. He didn't actually have to do too much. Great start, wasn't it? He pulled to the inside, as you suggested.
He does, but he's very good at starts as well. Good at most things, really. Just wish you wouldn't talk about him so much, Gav.
Mystery man, then. Winning ahead of Alex Marquez and Pedro Acosta.
This man, I'm so pleased to see. Pedro is well and truly back.
He's a character in his own way, isn't he? A bit offish sometimes. Yeah. He offers one-liner or two here or there. It's just different to all smiles Marquez brothers. Let's hear from Pedro with Jack.
Well, Pedro, huge congratulations. Coming through from the third row of the grid, it was never going to be easy, but you battled so hard in those first laps. And how much does it mean to be on the podium here in KTM's home Grand Prix?
A lot. I mean, from 2023, I was not in a podium in the ring, and see all this ground. I mean, maybe they was more happy even with the podium than with a victory, maybe, you know. But I don't know. We need to be super happy. Was tough to don't match in the qualifying, but we make a super plan with the team, and we are working quite well in the last couple of GPs for this. We need to keep rolling this mood.
A brilliant ride. Well done.
Thank you.
Good to see him actually smiling. Good to see it looked like
the genuine smile. You know, when he does that weird gritted of his teeth.
Yeah, I'm
trying to pretend he's smiling. You're like, he's not happy.
Yeah.
I've had a message off Steve Day, who's down in the paddock, and he's managed to speak to Davide Tardozzi, and Tardozzi's just said, rear tyre for Pecco. So, I don't know if that was anything to do with him spinning up on the line, or it was just every now and again. It can happen. It can happen.
All the Ducati team will be making their way up to the front of the stage.
Tell you what, though, do not count Pecco Bagnaia out for tomorrow.
No.
He starts from the front row, of course, and he has got really good race pace.
It's turn the page, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he has that ability to do that, does Bagnaia. The sprints have not been his territory this year. Pedro with part of his management team, Marc Balsais there. Gets to see all of his crew. Show his sister Miriam coming through. There's his dad. He's a character.
Oh, you'd have met him
Pedro
when you went
Senior.
down.
I spent a lot of time with him.
Is he old school?
Spent a lot of time with him waiting for Pedro to clean his bike for the 50th time. He was sat in the kitchen exchanging a beer. Yeah, it was entertaining down there. Proper humble background for Pedro. Although the family have done well in the fishing industry, they are a real working class family.
Where's Alex Marquez, I want to know?
They must have got lost somewhere. They were behind the stage somewhere, weren't they?
Oh, here he is.
There he is.
Finally.
Right, let's hear from him with Jack Appleyard.
Alex, huge congratulations. A brilliant ride, pushing Mark all of the way as the wind picks up here and nearly blows us off the stage. But it's been a complicated couple of weekends before the summer break, but that felt like a performance that really gets you back on track.
Yeah, I'm super happy. I mean, today I had quite clear the target, what is at least starting well, and then pushing is a sprint race, so you didn't need to manage tires or something like that. So it was quite good. Right? So with Mark 0-0 behind, and I know that he was faster than me, and you know I did a mistake out of 2B, and he overtook me, so there's nothing more to do. But at the end, you know, we were there. We have a great level again, so I'm really happy to come back like this after the summer break.
Great job, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, he needed that, I think, that break, just to get himself back in the right mindset. We'll have a long lap penalty to take tomorrow. The wind is picking up out there. I wouldn't fancy being you on your 50cc moped all the way back to Graz later
I'll be
on.
right. I'll get slipstream off a truck.
Just put your coat on backwards. Right,
there's Jack.
It's about to chuck it down, I fear. By the looks of things, got all the flags in the background.
Yeah.
Mark, sprint win number 12, that's 20 victories for the season overall, but you were pushed in that one. Coming through from the second row of the grid, I'm sure you knew that wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah, the fact the mistake of the quali penalized a bit the race, because I was super confident on the start, and then I was able to be second. But I saw immediately that it was quite difficult to be close to Alex. Then it's coming the storm. Then I decide to wait a bit, and when the tires start to drop is when I feel better. Then I start to push. But yeah, super special victory, sprint victory, because I want to say that it's for Paul Alsina, that we miss him 2-3 weeks ago, and yeah, I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but the race is for him.
Great words, congratulations.
Thank you.
A lovely touch from Marc Marquez, who takes sprint victory number 12. As he said, the storm is coming. I think it's already been through the Spielberg Red Bull Ring today, hasn't it? He takes victory in the sprint. We'll have the podium and all the reaction to it when we come back from this break.
Yep, sorry about that, but yes, there we go then. What an absolutely fantastic one we've got coming in as well. The TV direction was a bit bizarre today, wasn't it, as well? It was very hard to commentate on that one as well, to come into the action. But Marc Marquez now leads the championship on 393 points. Alex Marquez is on 270. Just a reminder, the gap is 123 points. But last year, Marc Marquez scored 392 points. Now he's got 393. Oh, I wish it could have been 394, because then everybody would have loved the Snape joke as well to come through. But yeah, it's a bit of a bizarre weekend to come through once more. Pecco Bagnaia stays on 213 points. He's now 180 points behind his teammate Marc Marquez. Bezzecchi's on 162. That's 231 back. Di Giannantonio, he's back by 249. Morbidelli, 254 back. It's mental in the championship right now as well. Marc could effectively miss the next 5 races and still be in the championship lead. That's just mad. Because, Alex wouldn't win every single one of them, because I'm sure you have Bezzecchi in one of those too as well. He's certainly 4 Grand Prix race victories ahead, isn't he, Marc? Plus the sprints. 123 points, still a huge gap. He could win that championship, by the way, going into San Marino. By the time we get to Japan, it could all be wrapped up. But then again, Marc has a history of getting championship victories in Motegi. So no doubt an early wake-up call is probably on the cards for us as well. Okay, it's time for the podium and sprint reaction now, as we will hand it down to all of the team at TNT Sports.
Welcome back to the Austrian Grand Prix, and we are on the sprint podium here as they are receiving their medals, and Marc Marquez finally breaking his Red Bull Ring duck by taking victory, and once again his brother Alex keeping him honest in second, and delight really for KTM, with Pedro Acosta taking a glorious podium position from 7th to 3rd on the grid, and a decent result for Brad Binder as well in 5th. And celebrations for Marc Marquez then, and just, I don't know if you can see from those pictures, but I'm going to tell you there's going to be a massive storm in approximately 3 minutes time. A storm has brewed for Pecco Bagnaia today, just when we thought, Michael, he got everything going from the start, spinning up. It was an absolute disaster.
It's the tail of his season. You just couldn't make it up. To spin off the line like this, actually quite dangerous all the way across the path. The other riders chasing did well to avoid him. No contact here. Aldeguer sliding behind as well, but from that moment it seemed like nothing worked for him. He was a bit of a sitting duck, and then as the race went on, seemed like the instability got worse. So it can happen. A faulty tyre. Michelin will take it back, analyse it, probably say there's nothing wrong with it, but yeah, clearly something wasn't right today for Pecco Bagnaia, but he's just got to put it behind him, reset. This weekend has been good to this point, and today was just a disaster.
Oh, I mean, you could see it on the images, the amount of movement that was going on in the bike, and him coming and looking like he was, well, looked like Neil dancing, really. It just the day to forget, wasn't it, for Pecco Bagnaia, unfortunately. Tomorrow is a new day, though, of course, but let's have a look at the start, because you mentioned it there briefly, Michael, but the fact Enea Bastianini got himself on the second row. He didn't have not one Ducati, but 2 almost taking him out, having to avert danger there, and it kind of put paid to his sprint, didn't it?
Yeah, it pushed Enea right across the nose of Frankie Morbidelli, and they all had to avert a collision. So, yeah, nobody actually made contact, which just goes to show the awareness of everyone. They're on high alert as you drop the clutch with 300 brake horsepower at the rear wheel. But, yeah, this is happening a little too frequently on the practice starts. Then the engineers dial it down a little bit for race day, but I think I agree with Sylvain and Neil that maybe because they were on the racing line on the clean part of the track, they added another 10 newtons of torque, and it was just enough to spin the rear tyre as soon as they dropped the clutch, and that was it. Disaster for Pecco.
Yeah, it really was. It was a good performance for Bez, actually, from pole to take fourth, because that Aprilia, you know, really has been struggling this weekend, apart from in qualifying.
Yeah, it was a surprise, really, to see him on pole position. You know, Bezzecchi really excelled on that time attack exercise to clinch that pole position. We knew he was going to be a little bit on the back foot with the race pace, and he was going to be a little bit vulnerable, you know, in those first two sectors with the Ducati. So he did well to hang on there, and his race pace was actually quite good. So yeah, that's another stepping stone for Aprilia on the stop-and-go track, which we've not really seen before.
No, exactly. It wasn't, I think it's fair to say, the sprint that we had expected and hoped for. But let's hope tomorrow will be different. This is...
Yep, absolutely. Thank you very much, Susie, to Sylvain and to Michael as well. What a fantastic event. We've had Moto-E is coming up. That's on JB Motorsports too. But for here, it's Marc Marquez, a baker's dozen. Bye-bye.